Third Era, an abbreviated timeline, the last year of the First Era, by Jaspers Ignatius, an account of the most significant events of the Third Era. Note the subtitle, The Last Year of the First Era, seems to have been erroneously copied from 2920, The Last Year of the First Era. There are several unnecessary words in the text which are obviously fragments left over from revisions, but they are part of the book, so please do not remove them. It has been said that citizens of the Empire who make the same mistakes as their forebears deserve to suffer the same fate. And while this may be true, it's hard to deny that the Empire's history is so long, and our forebears have made so many mistakes, it's sometimes hard to keep track. This work is meant to serve as a concise compilation of the Empire's most recent events. In this, our current age, what we refer to as the Third Era. It is a period of time that has as yet comprised less than 500 years, but it should at least serve as a starting point for those who wish to study our empire's vast and varied history, and maybe, just maybe, prevent the repeat of a previous disaster. It is also worth noting that when viewed in such a succinct structure, one truly gets a sense of just how often our great empire has changed leadership. Indeed, it can be argued that much of the empire's history in these past 5 centuries is the changing rule of that very empire itself. First century 3E0, beginning of Third Era, when all provinces in Tamriel are unified. 3E38, death of Emperor Tiber Septim and crowning of Emperor Pelagius. 3E41, assassination of Emperor Pelagius and crowning of Empress Quintira. 3E48, death of Empress Quintira and crowning of Emperor Uriel I. 3E64, death of Emperor Uriel I and crowning of Emperor Uriel II. 3E82, death of Emperor Uriel II and crowning of Emperor Pelagius II. 3E99, death of Emperor Pelagius II dies, and crowning of Emperor Antiochus. 2nd century 3E110, War of the Isle. 3E111, Knights of the Nine founded by Sir Amiel Lanus. 3E114, reported death of Empress Quintira II. 3E119, birth of Pelagius III. 3E121, Uriel III proclaimed emperor. 3E121, War of the Red Diamond. 3E123, 23 Frostfall, actual death of Empress Quintira II in captivity, in secret. 3E127, death of Emperor Uriel III and crowning of Emperor Sepphoris I. 3E137, death of Fatima, the Queen of Solitude. 3E140, death of Emperor Sepphoris I and crowning of Emperor Magnus. 3E145, death of Emperor Magnus and crowning of Emperor Pelagius III. 3E153, death of Emperor Pelagius III. 3E153, Cataria takes throne from husband Pelagius, becoming empress. 3rd century 3E200, death of Empress Cataria and crowning of Emperor Cassander. 3E202, death of Emperor Cassander and crowning of Emperor Uriel IV. 3E247, death of Emperor Uriel IV and crowning of Empress Sepphoris II. 3E 249, invasion of the empire by the Lich, Camoran usurper. 3E 253, Camoran usurper controls the Dwinnen region with nightmare host. 3E 267, defeat of Camoran usurper defeated. 3E 268, crowning of Emperor Uriel V. 3E 271 to 3E 284, various conquests of Emperor Uriel Septim IV. 3E 288, invasion of Akavir by the forces of Emperor Uriel Septim IV. 3E 290, death of Emperor Uriel V and crowning of Emperor Uriel VI. 4th century. 3E 307, Uriel VI gains full power as emperor. 3E 320, death of Uriel VI and crowning of Empress Morihatha. 3E 331, publication of the second edition of A Pocket Guide to the Empire. 3E 339, assassination of Empress Morihatha and crowning of Emperor Pelagius IV. 3E 389, Jagartharn betrays Emperor Uriel Septim VII. 3E 396, regional wars throughout Tamriel. 3E 396, the Arnesian War. 3E 399, defeat of Jagartharn. 3E 399, the founding of Ursinium. 5th century. 3E 403, assassination of Lysandus, the king of Daggerfall. 3E 414, Vardenfell territory opened for settlement. 3E 417, the warp in the west occurs. 3E 421, Greywyn founds the Crimson Scars. 3E 427, beginning of the Blight curse in Vardenfell and arrival of the Nerevar. 3E 427, the Blood Moon prophecy comes to pass on the Isle of Solstheim. 3E 432, publication of the third edition of A Pocket Guide to the Empire. 3E 433, assassination of Emperor Uriel Septim VII. 3E 433, the Oblivion Crisis. 3E 433, the Knights of the Nine are reformed.